Ah, Batman, the Dark Knight, the Cape Crusader, Gotham's last hope. Well, whatever you might want to call him, isn't it interesting that of all the superheroes out there and who have significant rogues galleries, Batman has a rogues gallery that don't have any superpowers? Why is that? Hey everyone, welcome back to Spector Creative. I'm your host, Scott Toy Guru Neitlich, where we talk pop culture, toys, movies, books, you name it. I've spent way too long in this industry doing this stuff and collecting this stuff. So, making a video today from a fan suggestion asking about Batman's villain galleries, rogue gallery. Obviously, Batman is one of the only, well, not only, but he's a major superhero, especially in terms of pop culture, who doesn't actually have superpowers, right? I mean, what was the joke in Batman v Superman that his superpowers was he was rich? No, that was in the Justice League. I don't know, whatever. The Snyderverse movies blend in my mind. So yes, other than being rich, he doesn't actually have any superpowers the way someone like Superman or Spider-Man or, you know, those characters. But there's plenty of examples of superheroes that don't have superpowers. I mean, Iron Man, great example, right? Green Arrow. There's lots of them. But what's interesting about Batman, and not only does he not have physically, superpower, superhuman abilities other than his mind and his money, his villains don't have powers either. I mean, even Iron Man faces off against tons of villains that have powers. The Mandarin, Fin Fang Foom. I mean, yes, he's got armor characters, but plenty of his enemies are superpowered. With Batman, if you look at it, well, let's just kind of rattle them off, right? Joker, no superpowers. Harley Quinn, no superpowers. Riddler, no superpowers. Penguin, no superpowers. Mr. Freeze, he's in a suit, but he doesn't have actually any superpowers of his own, if you will. Scarecrow, he throws fear dust at people. Again, no superpowers. Poison Ivy, I guess she has like resilience to poison, so we'll give her that. When you start to get into more modern Batman villains like Bane, yes, Bane has superpowers. So obviously not all Batman villains face this, but it's interesting just the sheer overwhelming number. Almost all of Batman's villains are either brilliant scientists gone bad, or they are criminals, like mafia. Like the way the new Penguin show has made the Penguin out to be a mafioso. And that was really what the original Batman comics, the detective comics back in the 30s were like. It was Batman and Superman, honestly, breaking up organized crime and crooked businessmen. They were seen as the villains. The idea of a supervillain with superpowers honestly didn't come around until the Silver Age. Most of the villains throughout the Golden Age were depowered. They were just evil, greedy businessmen of types. And because why did Batman get so many villains right away? Well, because of the creativity of Bill Finger. He's pretty much noted by the fan base and by comic scholars as the person who created Batman's rogue gallery. Bob Kane came up with the name Batman, but his image. We always say, what would Batman look like if it wasn't for Bill Finger? And not just Batman, but Bill Finger was responsible for the Joker and the Riddler and the Penguin and Catwoman. Catwoman, there you go. Another one that I think in modern times she's gotten some superpowers, but again, she's just a burglar. So because of his heritage and the fact that Batman goes back all the way pre-Golden Age, or to the beginnings of the Golden Age, he was part of that special, unique breed of heroes that were fighting crime. And again, were fighting crooked landlords and that type. So the villains being clowns or mafiosos that wore, top hats and called them and had trick umbrellas, or, the Riddler who used his mind. These were all just different versions of the same template, but giving it just a colorful, comic booky, almost cartoony overlay to sell comics to kids. I mean, it's cool watching a clown run around as opposed to a man in a business suit, which is, why most supervillains at least wear something colorful. At least Batman's villains dress like supervillains. We can give them that. So yeah, I mean, when you look at pretty much almost every other rogues gallery, you're seeing, Spider-Man's villains, they all, have, whether they can turn into sand or they have a symbiote attached to them or, I mean, yes, he's got his fair share of, J. Jonah Jamesons out there, but for the most part, Peter Parker's villains, well, I guess either have enhanced powers from science or use, science to give themselves the advantage like that. Whereas Batman he's just fighting guys in colorful outfits. So I don't know. Let me know. What do you think about that? Is that kind of been what has also made Batman so popular? Is even the fact that his villains are not out of reach, if you will. He's not fighting these giant monsters from outer space. He's fighting something that's more realistic. And I think that's actually a big reason for his popularity is he's so much more achievable. You can be Batman and you can fight a crooked businessman or a mafioso. If you want to be Superman and you want to fight a giant monster from outer space, less likely that's going to happen overnight. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. And as always, thanks for watching and thanks for sharing. The best way to support this channel is to share these videos, and I thank you for that. All right, this has been Bat-tastic, and I'll see you in the next video.